Pretty cool. Hold on. How sick does that look?
Heard you looking for a hero. Well, look up. Got the heart of a champion. If I get knocked down, I get back up.
Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be doing something pretty cool, but we're coming up with a pretty creative backdrop idea, specifically testing out the Nanlite FC 500C. 500C is full color and it's insanely powerful. I'm going to show you a couple of different really cool things. But first, we're going to get into a technique with the backdrop. We came up with this random idea. I don't even know how it sparked. How did we come up with this? No idea. Right, so we figured out we can cut holes or patterns, as you can see over there. And we're gonna, now this backdrop is actually up on to the wall, so we can't really get it off, but it doesn't really matter that we can't get it off, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna be actually taking the backdrop and rigging it over this backdrop stand over there. And we're gonna put the Nanlite FC 500C behind it, shooting light or colors through it. But first we need to get through making holes. Michelle found this little device that allows you to spin some different size holes and cut it on the backdrop. So we're going to try and do that quickly.
Now we did find it a lot easier to, instead of cutting this vertically, lay it on the floor and cut it up on the floor, because it's just made a lot more sense. And with these type of cutters, it definitely works better. Luckily we had some wood lying around. But I do want to bring you to the sponsor of today's video while you watch us cut this up, which is Soundstripe. Now all the music you heard in this video is Soundstripe, and I've been with Soundstripe for about, I don't know, 7 or 8 years, and they have an insane library of music which is fully licensed. So if you're a creator, an agency, or someone that needs music for TV, commercials, or just your regular clients or Instagram, their licensing platform covers all of that. It's super simple. They make it really easy to license music. And not just that, but they've got some crazy features like soup and AI song editing that you have to check out. You can head over to www.soundstripe.com/rich. They will hook you up with a bit of a discount as well. But back to the video.
Put some light on the subject. We have finished cutting, or we hope we finished cutting the majority of it. Place it over here so we can lay this over, and then I'm going to show you what we're going to do with the light. Now we're going to put up the FC 500C behind this. Obviously the studio is going to go a lot darker. We'll close the door and switch the light off. But first we need to get this up. Now the FC 500C actually comes with this. The 500B didn't come with this. Now this is really cool. If you've never used one of these, you actually just put it over here. Or did I put it up here? Let's see. We'll see now. And you clamp this on, not upside down. Right? You clamp this on to your light stand, and then when you take your, usually it would be a ballast if it's got controls on, or just your power thing, and then you slot it in. There we go. Now it's locked in place. And then we can take the monstrous, powerful 500C, put this on. Now, if you don't know, the 500C is actually more powerful than the 500B. And unlike most lights, this is the strongest 500 full color light that you can actually get. I'll say 500. So if you've got a 500 watt RGB light, usually what happens is it's actually split. So your red and your blue and your green isn't very strong, whereas Nanlite is, they worked in some magic in this apparently. No idea how they do it. But if you look at the Kelvin ratings as well as your color ratings for your luminance that comes out, this is far stronger than anything else. So basically a normal 500 watt will be 200 watts CCT, and the other 300 watts is kind of split between the RGB. This is not like that. We're gonna try and stick this behind here, and now it's probably gonna make sense why we created a new little, like Michelle called it, my afdak. Yeah, ikomek. Dasai. Pink. Okay. Pretty cool. Right, so this is the kind of setup that we got right now. Pink light at the back coming through. You're obviously not going to see much yet, and there's a reason for that. We're going to take the Smoke Ninja over here. We're going to put fog on. Maybe we should actually put, yeah, fog's going to be the best. Dry ice might work better. Dry ice is a little bit thicker. And now what you're going to see is this Nanlite that's in there at the back we are going to be able to send a whole bunch of steam and light rays that you'll now see coming through. So as it comes through, because I've taken the reflector off the front, you now get this. How sick does that look? Like I thought it would look cool. Let's zoom in there. We need more at the bottom. How sick is this? So what happens is the pink light that's coming through there is kind of been snooted into a way to only hit the smoke where it needs to be seen, giving us such a sick vibe. That's exactly what we wanted. I just opened the Nanlite 2.0 app, and obviously you can do a lot in this app. You can increase the brightness and all of that, but I'm going to show you obviously on Michelle because it looks much better than on me. So check this out. I'll kind of guide you through what I'm doing. So this is the brightness, and on CCT mode, and we're at 5000 Kelvin. That's full brightness. That's a lot. It is bright in here. You can actually see it, like you're even getting exposure on Michelle's face because it's bouncing off everything coming back. Right, and we can go from a warm look to a super blue kind of look that matches her top. And then we can go into HSI mode. So sick, right? So we've got yellowy, orange, red. Man, that looks cool. Not just that, but when I actually turned the app on, it went into effects mode, into police car mode, and the flashing lights actually look so sick.
Somebody's need for speed. I can put our wings in the wind faster than you could ever believe.
And I'm going to show you what happens. I'm going to take the light up. And now what you can see is you've got a bunch of light rays coming down towards Michelle, right? So you've got a lot of light rays and they're kind of facing down. And that is the look that you get. But what happens is if I lower the light in the backdrop, and this is when it comes to understanding light and playing a lot with light after a couple of years, you start seeing that now when I take the light and I'm pointing it towards Michelle, you know, kind of directly behind her, right? And go, it's about as low as we can go on this stand. You're going to get light bleeding out in all directions behind her. So the light rays have changed from top down spot to just kind of beaming out behind her. Smoke Ninja on, triple tap it and it just goes absolutely mad and spews out smoke for 3 minutes. What we're going to do now is I'm going to move the light to this side behind Michelle and I'm going to turn it towards camera left, so to the left of Michelle where you are looking, and we're going to place it over here nice and high pointing down. Now what's going to happen is you've got light beams coming just from one side moving toward me now. Let's just stop the Smoke Ninja because that's enough smoke over there. And now you've got light rays pointing towards one specific direction. Obviously it is a super hot spot that I've created there, and that is because it's almost shining through. So if I shifted it more this way, you might get less of a hot spot if we can hide it from camera. Smoke's completely gone. Originally what I thought of doing was actually this idea. The smoke one that you just saw was second idea. So now I'm going to show you what the first idea is. So smoke's completely gone, so you're not getting those rays in there. But if we take a scrim, or the inside of a 5-in-1 reflector, besides for that looking pretty cool, check this out. So now we lose the depth behind, right? And we take this and we put it like that. Now what happens is we get this really cool kind of look. It's very similar to having a snoot with a gobo on it, but it's different because obviously you can cut it into any pattern that you want and you can have it as big as you want to, and it is pretty cool. So we're going to get a couple of shots like this.